Hey, what is going on guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a Rammus gameplay commentary guide type video. So recently, I've been playing Rammus a little bit, and I definitely think he's a pretty good pick into enemies that have a few AD threats on their team. So I'm liking Rammus if the enemies have at least 2 AD threats on their team, because it just allows them to stack a lot of armor, and it allows him to... His passive will scale up really nicely because of all that armor he's getting, and then he can basically duel any AD champion in the game once you get to mid to late game. So I like him against any champion like Yasuo, Zed, Talon, Yi, Tryndamere. Any of those champions I think he's a really good pick against. And I wouldn't recommend picking Rammus if the enemy teams have a lot of AP threats, because then he can't build armor, and therefore he can't be as effective because he won't be getting a lot of AD from his passive. So I do think he's a great pick if the enemies have at least 2 AD threats, but if they only have their AD carry as their AD threat, then I definitely wouldn't recommend playing Rammus. And that's kind of the reason why I have him on the honorable mentions instead of on my top 5. I do think he's definitely like one of the strongest junglers in the game if you can play him against an AD comp. But when it comes to, or if the enemies do have an AP heavy team, then I don't think he is the best choice. So right here, Talon goes a little bit ham, and he's in a lot of trouble, so I decide to come and gank mid to see what I can do. And I'm not sure why Talon decided to go so aggressive there. He was like 2 hits from dead, and he played really aggressive, and he ended up dying for it. So the reason why I flashed there for that kill on Zed is because I knew his W was coming up soon, so I didn't want him to somehow get away by using it. So I did flash there to secure that kill, and also I didn't want the Morgana to pick up the kill. I wanted to make sure that I got 100% of the, or I wanted to make sure that I got the kill instead of the assist, because I want to be able to snowball this game. So that is the reason why I went for the flash there. The flash trade is definitely worth it if you can pick up a kill in the early game. So right here, I'm pretty sure I'm just farming up, and Talon goes down again in the mid lane there because he's playing too aggressive after Zed was able to... I don't know if he picked up the kill, but he definitely got an assist on the kill on Talon there in the mid lane. So Zed definitely was a little bit stronger than the Talon, and I'm not sure why he ended up dying there. He should have just been playing passive. And right here, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be farming up the jungle for the next few minutes because I don't really see a good gank opportunity. And let's talk a little bit about ability maxing on Rammus. So obviously you want to max out your W because that's just it's gonna make your clears really good in the jungle, and it's also going to make you a really strong duelist as well. And I max my E second because the taunt on your E once you get that maxed out is just really, really strong. And if you're playing against someone like a Tryndamere or a Yi and you use that taunt on them in a team fight, they're not going to be able to do anything. Your team's going to be able to most likely burst them down before they even get out of the taunt. So I just think that I think it's much better to max the taunt second instead of the Q. And let's talk a little bit about items on Rammus. So what I'm doing here is I'm going for the Skirmisher's Saver instead of the Ranger's Trailblazer, and the reason why I'm doing that is because Rammus, his clears in the jungle are actually quite they're quite good, so I don't think that you do need the Ranger's Trailblazer on him. So I decided to go Skirmisher's Saver because it makes my dueling a lot stronger, and it's going to give me that true damage and also the 20% reduced damage whenever I smite an enemy. So I just like to go for the Skirmisher's Saver instead of the Trailblazer. It can be a personal opinion or a personal choice, but I do definitely think that the Skirmisher's Saver is a little bit better. And I went for the, I went for the Home Guard Mobility Boots rush this game. I pretty much do that every game on Rammus jungle because I just think it's really, really good. You're able to get into your jungle even quicker, and you're able to farm up your jungle fast. And once you do get the Righteous Glory, which I'll talk about in a second, if the enemies are pushing down your tier 2 tower and you use your home guards from base, you're going to be able to engage on them so quickly that they're not going to be able to even react to it. Like the amount of speed that Rammus has once he picks up the home guards, he uses his Q and the Righteous Glory, is just absolutely crazy. So I would definitely recommend buying the Mobility Boots home guards on Rammus. You could go for like Merc Treads or Ninja Tabbies, but I personally just like being able to get into the jungle quicker and being able to get around the map faster once you do get the mobility boot. So, and the next item that I do get on Rammus is the Righteous Glory. So the core items on him are obviously Cinder Hulk. I do like the mobility boots as the second core item. And then after that, I like to build the Righteous Glory because I think that item it just works so well with Rammus, and I would definitely recommend building it on him every single game. It makes his engages really, really strong, and if the enemies don't have a load of CC, like Rammus isn't the best pick into Fiddlesticks because Fiddle can fear him when he's coming in with his Q, but it's really hard for the enemies to react when you're coming in with your Q and you pop the Righteous Glory. They're gonna have to have some pretty quick reflexes with their abilities to CC you and negate your engage. So I definitely think that Rammus, because of the Righteous Glory coming into the game, he is a much stronger pick now. And I'm not able to find many good ganks this game when playing as Rammus, which is unfortunate because his early game is actually it's pretty strong with his Q and his E. It makes his ganks pretty good. So because I wasn't able to pick up many good ganks in the early game is kind of hurting me a little bit right now, but I do find a nice gank down here in the bot lane. The enemies are pushing up too far, and obviously they have no wards because they don't see me coming, so we're just able to pick up this kill on Nautilus here, and unfortunately we're not able to pick up Lucian because my taunt isn't off cooldown. If my taunt was off cooldown there, then I probably would have flashed in for the taunt, but because it wasn't, then he just escaped. And right now, things are going pretty good actually. I'm 3-1 right now, and once I do pick up my Righteous Glory, my engages are going to be really strong, and I feel like I can carry this game pretty hard because as long as I just use my taunt on Zed in teamfights or Lucian, depending on who I'm closest to, I think that we can definitely win this game. And right here, Zed, he comes down bot lane, but he doesn't realize that I'm still in the jungle. So the one thing I just like about Rammus is he can get around the map so quickly with his Q. So when you're playing against him, you have to really decide if going for that gank is worth it because the Rammus could show up in an instant with mobility boots and his Q. So I just like that aspect of Rammus being able to get around the map really quickly. And right here, I'm just going to grab my blue. My team is pinging for Dragon right now, and this is one mistake that I did make in this game. I should have gone for Dragon instead of taking this blue right here because we just got the bot lane tower. I forget if we killed the Lucian or not, but we could have definitely taken this dragon here if I went over there right after we took that bot lane tower. But because I decided to go for the blue buff instead, we weren't able to pick that up. And I was pretty low HP, but we still probably could have taken that if Jace did tank the tower. Or if not if Jace tanked the tower, if Jace tanked the dragon. So right here, you can just see how strong the Skirmisher Saver is on Rammus. I'm basically able to one-shot that Zed. He got away with like a quarter HP there. Or yeah, he got away with about a quarter HP. And come late game, you're going to be able to kill him. He's not going to be able to get away like he did there. So right here, the Jace gets caught out, but I'm able to get the taunt off there on Fiddle, and I'm able to save Jace, and he almost kills Zed there actually with his Q. So at this point in the game, we are pretty strong. It's only a 9 to 10 kill differential, but I have 4 kills, and I can pretty much solo. I can solo the Zed and the Lucian for sure right now. So right here, it looks like my team is grouping up for a dragon, or at least Morgana and Tristana are heading over to it. It's a little bit of a risky dragon here for sure because I don't have my smite up, but they want to take it. I didn't tell them that my smite was down, so this is definitely a risk taking this dragon here because the Fiddlesticks could just ult over the wall and steal it pretty easily. But fortunately enough for us here, I'm pretty sure we do pick this up. Lucian tries like a cheesy W over the wall, but we're able to pick it up anyways. And so yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone for that dragon there because Fiddle could have easily came over the wall and just stole it away. I should have told my team that my smite was down and maybe we should have just waited until my smite came up there. But yeah, nevertheless, we did pick that up, which is pretty good. And right here, I'm pretty sure I'm just farming the jungle more. Nothing too much is going on. I do pick up enough gold for my Righteous Glory, and this is where I become really, really strong. I can definitely make some pretty nice plays now with my Q and the Righteous Glory. So right here, I'm looking for a flank on the Zed and the Nautilus, but unfortunately they do back off here, and Morgana does go down. So just farming up the jungle, getting my red. Right here, this Zed makes a really bad play. He face checks this bush right here. I think he's trying to kill Tristana, but I just come in here. I use my taunt on him. Just look at how long that taunt lasts though. Like we're pretty much able to kill him before he even gets out of the taunt. And then I do use my Righteous Glory just so we're able to secure the kill there. And right here, Teemo is being really cocky. He's just playing really aggressive. I could flash on him and taunt him here if I wanted to, but I feel like we don't have enough damage if he had his flash up. But because he's being cocky, the Talon comes in from the side and we're able to pick up the easy kill on him here. And the Fiddlesticks does come in. I know that I can tank this tower here because I've got pretty good stats right now. I have a lot of health, so the tower's not going to really do much to me, so that's why I just stay there and tank that tower. And because I'm using the Skirmisher Saver here on the Nautilus, we're able to burst him down really quickly because I'm getting that true damage off on him. So the amount of damage that you do have with Rammus, like you don't even need to build any AD items or AP items on Rammus. He does a ton of damage just by building armor because of his passive, so he's just a really good pick because of that if the enemies do have a lot of AD. And right here, the Zed, he is getting knocked away by the Jace, and at this point in the game here, I'm pretty sure the enemies are about to surrender because the Lucian does end up going AFK. The items that I would probably end up picking up in this game would be, obviously I'm going to go for the Thornmail next here, I'm pretty sure. And then after that, it depends on what the enemies have for threats on their team. If they have an AP fed on their team, like if Fiddlesticks got fed, I would probably pick up the Banshee's Veil or the Spirit Visage. But if their only threats were Lucian and Zed, then I would probably just keep getting more armor. I would probably end up getting a Randuin's Omen or a Frozen Heart. It really depends on what the enemy's threats are, but right here, the Zed does get caught out, and at this point, I'm pretty sure the Lucian decides to go AFK because he doesn't like the way his team is playing, but yeah, that taunt just lasts for such a long duration. It's pretty crazy, but I'm pretty sure this is getting close to the end of the game. I don't think I'm pretty sure I've talked about pretty much everything. Oh yeah, one other tip that I'd like to mention is Rammus's ultimate does damage to towers, if you didn't know that. So whenever you're taking a tower as Rammus, or if you're taking a tower as Rammus and your ultimate's up, then make sure you're using that to clear or to get the tower even faster, because his ultimate does do damage to towers, and I'm pretty sure his ultimate, it procs about like 5 to 8 times, so you're going to be able to get a lot more damage off on towers, and that just makes him a really good tower pusher as well. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't know that his ultimate does do damage to towers. So I've talked about the items that I would get on Rammus. I've talked about the ability maxing on him. So that is pretty much it. I'm pretty sure Lucian does AFK here, and then they do go for the surrenders. So if you guys did enjoy this commentary, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what I can do to improve on these commentaries, because I'm pretty new to them, and I definitely would appreciate some constructive criticism in the comments below. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.